Greetings and salutations, everybody, and welcome back to, nothing, really. Welcome to the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. I played Stanley Parable a long time ago when I was, like, a little kid. So, like, I'm fucking here for anything Stanley Parable puts out. How dare you listen to your community? Everyone said Stanley. Be completely honest, I didn't know if Stanley was a good stream game. I didn't feel like it'd be a good stream game, but everyone said it's a good stream game. So here we are. Have you played the Stanley Parable before? Yes. This is just the slider until the computer's barely visible. Barely visible enough to me. Enter the current time. 8:07. Accessibility settings can be accessed from the main menu. Alright. Well, for those of you who haven't seen the game before, my child ever liked content he enjoyed, I would disown child. Exactly.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
I just wanted to let that actually play out. I'm gonna turn the game down now. A little loud. Let me just 80% should be fine. Let's go down to 67. I wish I had a job like that. Oh no. Zeph, but this job is soul-rending. Ultras Deluxe Super Hot Edition Knuckles and Dante from the Devil May Cry series plus Rido. Fuck yeah, love it. We can actually do a thing politely. What's up? I'm up to do something.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the
Come
meeting
here.
room.
Yeah,
Perhaps
fair
he had
enough.
simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Turn off the computer. Hey, yeah, wait. Is there still the achievement for mashing on this door?
Stanley went around touching every little thing
Yes,
in
there
the
is.
office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
I remember there's an achievement where if you hit this door, like try to open this door like 100 times, the game will actually just, the narrator will get super into it. He'll start cheering you on. You have to hit it like 10,000 times.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Well, since there are no, hey, the game is a little off. Hang on. Since there are people here who I know haven't seen the game before, I figure unless there is some desire for me to do otherwise, we can do the game, the quote unquote in follow the story one time, and then we'll go with it. Lather, rinse, and obey. Funny thing is, I've actually been watching Kim Possible with Inani recently, and I now get that joke.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Amazon. Everything I've heard about this is just like, you sliced. Every single time I see these, I just like, everything I've heard from Amazon, literally Amazon, yes. What do people want? Things. Happy Violet James, you are fired. Money, more money, things, but with money to buy more things. Graphs. Graphs about things and money. We have our new product. Impossible is so good. It is.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I know that's like the freakiest ending. Don't like that ending. 90% less worker abuse.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
But
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random
trying to
buttons
figure out how
on
hard
the
to meme
keypad,
right now.
Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He
Amazing.
stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Amazing. I don't know when the new content is exactly, so like I'm just kind of rolling with it. Amazon warehouse theme intensifies.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for
Speedrun
himself,
ending?
to
Is there?
question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
I actually don't know.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Holy shit. Escape. When the DM railroads the party. There's also just like escape. We'll play along. We'll play along for the first time.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Amazon Recruitment Center, true. I mean, I just feel like this is somewhere in every Amazon building, hidden somewhere.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
How could they do this? Who would do such a thing?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really
That's
been
actually
under
my desk,
someone's
huh?
control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
The truth of capitalism.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept
Crazy
it.
taxi.
His
Yeah,
own
yeah,
life
yeah,
in
yeah,
someone
yeah.
else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
One thing that I actually like about this game is all of the game's original endings from when it was just like a Half-Life 2 mod are still in this game. No enemies. It's an interesting kind of game.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it
Dicks!
Yes. He had won.
We did
He
it.
had defeated the machine. Unshackled himself from someone else's command.
Oh, no.
Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how
The end
many
is never the
puzzles
end, is
still
never the
lay
end, is never the
unsolved.
end, is never the
Where
end.
had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps
Man said,
the
"Fuck
only
my
thing
coworkers."
worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation,
Confusion ending?
the
Yes.
immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen.
Exactly the way.
Stanley was happy.
This was exactly the way things were meant to happen. Everything exactly as was intended. Now,
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
let's be as much of an insubordinate dick as possible.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he
He
entered
entered
the
the door on his left.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the
There might be
employee
a
lounge
crackhead encounter at
first, just to admire
3 a.m.
it.
ending.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all.
What a good
just to
room.
spend a few moments
What a
here
good
in this
room.
immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here,
What a good
drinking it
room.
all in. But
Speedrunning
eager
the
to get
closet.
Back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I might, Gay Jeebus, I might just, when I want to take a break, I might just put you guys in the broom closet.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. Will cause death. Fun fact, you could just actually jump off this and die. That is an option you have.
Look, Stanley, I think
That's
perhaps
an
we've
actual
gotten off on the
ending.
wrong
Just
foot.
Minecraft yourself.
I'm
Ignoring
not
the
trying,
railroad, be
really,
like,
I'm not.
yep, exactly.
I
This is
realize
ignoring
that
the
investing
DM's
your
path.
trust in someone else can be difficult, but
Yup.
the fact is that
Well,
the
hang on.
story has
I don't
been
wanna
about
fall that
nothing
far.
but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
Your mom!
What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it.
I love how offended he gets. Like, really?
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Ah, I'm colorblind.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Whoop.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
I love that. Just like
All right, fine. Go ahead,
red.
Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here.
Oh, wow.
I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted?
Yes.
Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles?
Yeah, when the
Skill
party chooses
trees?
to go to the cave
Work
dungeon
with
before
me.
it's
You've given
finished.
me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback.
Oh, no.
There we go.
Oh.
A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before.
This is new.
Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
This is different. What if I just ignore him again? This wasn't the old game? No, I remember being in the old game, but I don't remember this being in the old game. What if I just ignore him again? That leads to baby? Oh, okay, does it? I don't remember. What if we just ignore him? What if we just ignore him? Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
I don't know. What do you guys think? He offered us another choice. What are you guys thinking right now? Like scale of 1 to 5. How you feeling? How you 4, 5 stars. Be a dick. Mid. 1, 10 out of 10. 2, 2, 2. All right. I'm seeing an average of around 2 right now. Maybe around 3. We'll give him a 3.
Oh, of course. A 3. Really? Maybe next time we can get you to form an actual opinion? Any level of critical thinking or engagement with your surroundings? Does that sound good? Think we can do that? Yes?
Wow!
Wonderful. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Oh, fuck. There's a leaderboard.
Wow, indeed, Robin.
There's a leaderboard. Thank you so much, that one boy. Only the worst 3% of players chose the blue door, and most people are more attractive than Stanley. Holy shit. That's just mean.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
Now we know how we stack up against the boss displays the same for every player. True. Alright, I'm seeing a 5, seeing a 1, seeing a 4. We now know how we stack up against everyone else. I'm seeing a 2. Alright, we are averaging a solid 3 again, boys. We're averaging a 3. 1, alright, we're ticking towards 2. We're at like a 2.6. How we feeling, boys? We feel right now. We're right around here. Do 4? Don't be middle ground. Clearly, this is 5 out of 7. 5 out of 7. That's 4. Kind of pulling us back towards 3. Mid. 5. Oh, okay, 5. We're leading 4. 5. I see 5. 5. We'll go with 4.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting.
Okay.
You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Oh, we're booting a game.
In this game, the baby crawls
Whoa!
left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life.
Well, holy shit!
I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Fun fact. You can act. This is a real. Yes. This is a real ending. This is a real ending. You can actually play the game for 4 hours.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me?
Both.
Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable.
Minecraft
oh,
Portal
hey,
combo
since my
was
game
funnier.
was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see.
Oh no.
What do we have here?
Oh yeah, it used to be he boots up Portal, right?
Yes. This seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
So what does he boot this time?
Aha!
Oh!
Fascinating. What do you think this game is
Firewatch!
about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose.
What?
Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Who firewatches the Firewatch? Cookbook. I didn't expect Firewatch. It's fucking Banjo-Kazooie, guys. This is a game you can stream. I've heard some good things about Firewatch, actually. The portal, you can soft lock the game by getting the companion cube stuck behind the door, and then it would mock you for it. Yeah, I remember that. You have to actually know how to do the that soft lock. It's like an actual soft lock in Portal. So if you know how to do like an actual Portal glitch.
It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
Wait, what? Wait, whoa, whoa.
Oh. Thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it.
Hey.
Out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game.
I want to go out there. Come on.
Something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
Insurmountable walls. What's an insurmountable wall?
Okay, I think
Banjo-Kazooie had this wall. What's happening? Rocket League!
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here.
I got a score!
This is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
It's nuts and bolts. We have to score. We have to score.
Okay, so what exactly
Lucio
do we
Ball.
do here? Let's see. There are lots
Lucio
of cars
Ball.
here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball?
Sports
Stanley,
ball.
I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together. Yes, I think surely we must.
Give me a ball.
Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Holy shit, that's a fuck. That ball's the size of me. Wait, no, I gotta score. Come on. Oh, it's actually letting me move quickly. Come on. Come on. We gotta score. We gotta score. Come on.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun?
Yes.
Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on? Stanley, I have a thought.
Yes.
And I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but
Yes.
if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric sports experience.
We did it!
I'm going to try it out. Here comes another ball.
Oh no, 2 balls.
Oh goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it? Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply
Keep going.
have to have more. I'm insatiable.
More balls. More balls.
More balls.
Oh god, that's a lot of balls. They really said we can't do Portal in Minecraft, so let's just pick some other games. Multi-ball activated. Follow the ball to the goal.
Are you enjoying this, Stanley? Are you having fun? Is this a real video game? Hold on. What are you doing?
What the fuck?
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back. We still have so much...
I thought this was just part of the game. I don't remember this part of this ending. Oh fuck. Free from the pounds of the DM. Oh. Riposo. We're deep in the fucking woods now. This is some liminal spaces. This is how you get to the gateway part of the original ending. Oh no. Minecraft Portal combo was funnier. Yeah. Fucking liminal space creep out bullshit. Oh, this is my... Oh, no, it's not. Hang on, now the light is back there.
The new Silent Hills game looks great.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon.
But it's like the DM for the first time.
Wait.
Oh. Is that an ending? Oh, okay. That was apparently an ending. I don't remember that ending. Was it possible to get that in the Minecraft ending? I don't remember.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Wait, hang on. Wasn't there... Oh, yeah. Hey. Tick that box. Well.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
It's the speed run through his text is very funny. I get do we want to do that one time before the new content? I kind of want to see it. I've never done that before, actually. Like, let me do that real quick.
All of his co-workers.
I've never done that before.
What could it mean?
Even in like the original.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
We have to cut every corner.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Alright. It was 2845, right?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief,
It was
Stanley
2845,
decided
right?
to go up to his boss. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music. Feeling soothed and
Calm
rejuvenated,
New Age music.
Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Is that what you speed run? Absolutely. Narrator meddling. True. Narrator molding. I prefer freeform jazz.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I wonder if we can make the narrator bitch more.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself.
Maybe not,
Did
actually.
he have the strength to find out?
Is there anything else on this ending, or do we have to keep speeding it?
Now the monitors jumped to life. Their true
Do we have to
nature
keep
revealed.
speeding this?
Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them,
I think so.
eternally monitored in this
Okay.
place where freedom meant nothing.
I can keep doing that. Another route.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true.
I know the route.
Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was
No,
this
I'm
the
trying
only
to fall
reason
out
he
of-
was happy with his boring job?
Trying
That
to
his
fall out of bounds. I think
emotions
that'd
had
be
been
funny.
manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it.
If nothing
His own
happens,
life
then I think
in
I'll just,
someone
I'll
else's
do a different
control?
ending.
Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible?
Because I do know there is another
Had he
ending up
truly
here.
spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you?
I did! The
After they
world
kept
is
you
mine!
enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that.
You missed the
I'm
Achievo.
afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system.
Oh, fuck!
In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long
Hi,
until
Jill Connolly.
detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes.
Oh, fuck!
Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley?
Oh,
It's your
shit!
time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so
Can you
little
actually do-
time
I don't
left to enjoy
think
it.
so.
Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. No time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them.
You really pulled a nuke
erased
card.
them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone.
There's
Other
nothing.
times,
What did I
I
do?
let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra
Wait,
time
no,
on
I'm
the
good.
clock. Why not?
Ah!
These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that
Wait.
you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off?
You really pulled the
I mean,
nuke
look
card.
at you.
Yep.
Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
Please, I'm begging you.
Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler.
Yellow
for
is
you.
bad.
That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along.
The DM is so mad he
It's
said no to
just
rail
seconds
voting.
ticking
Exactly.
away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you...
Goodbye. Oh my god, goodbye.
Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds...
He actually just said, fuck off, die.
No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the
Great as
show.
Anki, you did a
And
thing.
believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever up.
F. Yeah, that's
All
just
of
an
his
ending.
co-workers were gone.
That's an ending.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting
What a
room.
bitch,
Perhaps he had
right?
simply missed a memo. Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
I'm not sure if Robin was calm, he would have escaped. Good question. I don't know. What the hell is this? Robin Monkey.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As
What
you
the
may know,
fuck?
the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
Is that the original, or is that...
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home
They're
computers.
breaking the fourth wall?
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features
Robin?
exciting new
I think I
content
did. I
that
don't know.
broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world
More.
over.
There's more.
Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this
okay.
sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
I'm very happy that they managed to keep getting this guy.
Okay, so far it's
Like, they keep getting this
nothing
guy.
special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we...
Touch grass.
Should we be
I don't,
moving
I
somewhere?
actually don't think I did.
Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at
And his
long
voice is-
last, it's
yeah, he
on
can
to the
still
new
do it.
Content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Like, that's the thing. He can still do the voice. Like, this man first did a voice in, like, 2012.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious.
Well,
It's as
hang
if
on. We're on an elevator. Oh,
Let's see the content.
Yep.
Give me the content, Stanley.
you see, we're on an elevator.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
The jump circle. Oh, I can jump now. Can I jump? Okay, I can't jump outside the jump. I can jump in the jump circle, apparently. What if I jump out of the jump circle? Okay, I can't reach there. Do I get an achievement if you reset the jump circle, you can bug the game? That's actually hysterical. Limited number? Oh, I thought it was like I have to jump rope. But are you sure? I thought it was like usually it's just like you get an achievement if you. Okay, I'll leave it at 1. Okay.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be
That's fine.
something else, right?
Try to reset thing. It's kind of cool. I mean, I assume it just lets you jump outside of the jump circle, which would break the game.
Goodness.
I might fuck with that
Another
later, but like I wanna
Stanley,
fuck with the main game right now.
Initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there.
Oh my
I
god.
could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh wait, there's more. Very good. Yeah. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for one.
I love that. Just like you can use the spots of the game though, and they hit spots and things that kind of require you to use. Oh wait, fucking really? That's great. Wait.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
Wait.
You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement,
Wait.
please ignore."
Hold on.
Quality Assurance Department signed off on this. I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley.
Okay,
There was
but
too
yes.
much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid.
It's
could
it's
never
actually
have lived up to such expectations.
it's actually
If you're
that.
still with me. Why don't we
It's
just
actually
reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really
Yes,
about.
no, it's actually
No
there.
frills, no gimmicks.
There's
Just you and me
actually an
having a
achievement.
great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
She's going to cancel them on Twitter.com. What the fuck? This is... This is wrong.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
I'll go with it, sure. Vent like in sus. Fuck, he vented. You have to actually hack the game to get unachievable. True. And then there was like, oh, the touch grass achievement. Don't play the game for 10 years.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be?
Yeah.
It got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So
What are
I
we
made
talking?
something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it.
Wait, are
Just
we...
our little secret. Take a look.
Are we talking about, like... Are we talking about the Stanley Parable, or are we talking about the fucking Gmod version? What the f... What is this? This is...
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences
Dark Souls of
like
Stanley
the launch
Parable.
of the Stanley Parable on PC.
The hell? Okay. Sure, he made this. He created God. Yeah, apparently. The Dark Souls.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release?
My
Remember
God.
back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Okay, so this is the original release of the Stanley Parable, not like the original game, not like the thing. My first time seeing the new content? Hell yeah. The British Academy of Film and Television has awarded to the Stanley Parable. They just stole The Last of Us's award. Linguists identify 15,000-year-old ultra-conversed words. 6 components of great corporate culture. Yeah, no, I get you. It might not even be an actual game, and even if you actually do have a choice, well, let me know how you did it. Postal 3 had already come out, so it's true. Smile because it happened. A trip down memory lane. Did you two put paint on me millionth dollar? Oh, hey, that's the Stanley Parable demonstration. Go outside. They framed the go outside. Oh my God. This is adorable. Oh yeah, I did get nominated like 5 times. Oh yeah, no, Zeph, this is an actual achievement. This is an actual achievement in the original game. I am not joking. It is great. Oh, that's the one where Stanley dies. That's a fun one.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote,
Seriously?
"Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created.
Is it
That's
really?
how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all of them.
Persona
And
3,
now
apparently.
it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Persona 3. Memory zone maintenance. Oh, okay, apparently that's just there. Person of the year. No, a 9?
Here's another moving passage.
A
This time
9?
from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content.
It's perfect.
It just needed to be left alone. To spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
I like work, I just hate my boss. I kind of like the Stanley Parable as a sort of video game analog for Charlie Kaufman and Spike Jonze's brilliant film adaptation, which gently mocked the ways in which somebody... What the fuck? This is nothing. Carolyn likes to venture off the beaten path in life as well as in games, but unfortunately the narrator in her head isn't as witty as the one in Stanley Parable. The game is just like, oh, fuck it, sure, go for it, man. Excuse me, I'm going to... Repeatable carpet textures. That's just the source SDK! That's the actual box!
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again.
Maybe we
Wait.
can.
Hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh, no. Oh, God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam.
Oh,
the
no!
online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely
Steam
these reviews
reviews?
were glowing as well, weren't they?
Steam reviews, oh god.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
No, they wouldn't say that. People wouldn't be so crass, so obscene as to say such untruths about the Stanley Parable.
Okay, let's see what this one says.
This is just a video
While
where the
the idea
YouTuber
for
would
the
be
game
mean
is good,
comment.
for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I?
No!
Tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can.
This
Oh,
is
goodness.
bullshit!
This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with.
Hey!
You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did.
It bounces!
Maybe it wasn't.
It
dear.
bounces.
What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered. What's this one got to say?
No.
You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I
Who
wish there
the
was a
fuck
skip
is
button.
Cookie 9?
A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I
Oh.
think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt.
No.
Not if it means we can strike these negative
Fuck
reviews
you,
from the
Cookie
record.
9.
Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
The DM needs to learn you can't please everyone. True. No. I don't want to go in. I don't want to go in the skip button. I don't want to go in the skip button room. I don't want to go in the skip button room. I want to go back. I want to go back. Let me go back.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it.
No.
It's what the players have been asking
No.
for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No.
No.
The
Look,
Stanley
now he's
Parable
self-conscious.
is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here,
No.
we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming
No, I
it is,
can't.
so
No.
on and so forth,
No.
until inevitably, we
No,
all
I am
until
making the
end of
choice
time,
not
at which
to
time
do it.
everything all at once. So, now you see, blah, 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 blah,
No.
blah, blah, blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, no, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible
never.
to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just
I'm not
yesterday,
listening.
here and there,
I'm
forward
listening
and
to
back,
every
and never
word.
a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left?
I'm not
until so much
listening.
more than forever ago.
I'm
Which
not
is why I
skipping.
say, the story and the choices, or what have you,
Oh my
and
God.
therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything
Okay,
all
now
at
he's
once,
actually
so, now
talking.
you see, blah 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 blah.
Now he's
blah,
actually
blah,
talking
blah,
forever.
blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, no, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for... Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games.
I wasn't
Of
happy
course,
about it.
I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto.
Don't call it a manifesto.
Look,
That's
I'll
weird.
outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person
yes.
you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given
Even
your
if
Greek
you don't
gift of
decide, that's
mortal
still a choice.
and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person, and
that
in
was
fact
a little
do the very
weird.
opposite? You see, it could in fact be both of these things at once.
I mean, that makes
you
sense.
are both making choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time
Exactly.
by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not making them.
It's like mush.
First, I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap the treatise label on this one. I think it has much more of a treatise vibe to it.
I don't know what that means.
But wouldn't you say that manifesto just has a much grander sort of tone?
Nah,
it has
it's-
a mouthfeel
it's
that
weird.
is rich with ambition and history. Ambitious history, if you will.
Huh.
See, now you've gotten me going back to manifesto. Heavens, at this rate, we're going to be here all day. Okay, look. I have a method for exactly this sort of situation. And I
no.
do find myself in this
Is he
situation
just gonna start again?
frequently. I'm going to say each word back and forth in repeated succession until I become sick of one or the other, in which case the word I am not sick of shall be the victor.
Why is
It
that?
is an unimpeachable strategy,
is that?
Stanley.
This
It's
is-
rescued me from disaster in countless situations.
How much did they pay
Alright,
this man?
Here we go. Treatise, manifesto, treatise, manifesto, treatise, manifesto, treatise, manifesto, treatise, manifesto, treatise.
I have no
manifesto,
idea if he's.
treatise, manifesto.
I have no idea if this is
treatise,
actually repeating or not.
manifesto,
I'm sorry, my guy.
treatise. Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption,
I like
it's right
treatise.
at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this.
What
and
Cookie
whether they'll
9?
edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps.
Ah,
to be honest,
bastard.
I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place.
If you
I
can.
guess I should become better educated on exactly how Steam works. Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on before I went about this whole exercise of making the skip button.
Read of Fisto.
Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is runs Steam will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make
Well,
it
we have to
possible
call
edit
Gabe
one's
Newell.
review, merely because of this very situation.
We have to call Gabe Newell.
Yes, I think that's quite likely.
I agree.
Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change their review,
That's
so
fair.
that the feature is not widely abused.
Okay, that's a fair point.
Look, I would even be okay with Steam altering this particular review so that it reads as something more beneficial.
Well, now that's
something
just a
along the
little
lines
weird.
of, this game is the best game. Let me start over.
Wait, no, hang on.
How about this? From the ashes of depravity rises
Oh.
the phoenix of quality. How else to describe the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe?
It could
Such
be
a
you.
revolutionary step forward in the lineage
It
of one
could
of the
be
most
me.
beloved video game properties of all time. The additions and changes
God, I
made
love
to this
this- I
expansion
love this
will
circle
surely
jerk.
resonate in the annals of the history of all media ever made. It
Really?
is perhaps true to say that no mistakes are forever etched in stone, for the stone into which the Stanley Parable was carved
All
has
right.
itself been
God,
transmuted,
I'm sorry, my guy.
offering a message of hope. Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes?
Holy shit.
It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think
Oh,
the
no.
skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here?
Oh, fuck.
Where did the door go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room?
That's bad.
I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't
That's
think
bad.
one can enter a room without a door
Also,
of some
thank you,
sort,
Shiro.
or
Very cool.
window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A
Skip the
porthole?
door.
A sufficiently large crack in the wall? I'll take any of these. All I want is for us to move on and to...
They're changing the
please
door.
step
They're
away
changing the
from skip
room.
button
The
to go
door skip
anywhere
tech.
other than the skip button. There was a door here before, wasn't there? I
There-
swear
no.
was. Where did it go? Can you maybe just ram your way through a wall? Is there any possibility that you could, say, slam your body into the wall
I don't
until
think I can
enough
get-
damage is done for you to be able to leave?
I don't think I can
Please,
do that much
I'll take
damage.
any option at all. I'm asking you to work with me here. We need a door. We need a door of some kind. I can work with any kind of door as long as it can open and lead from one room to another. I'm going to step away for just a moment, and I'm going to try to find us a door. I don't know how exactly
wait.
to remove a door and place it in a different wall, but I will find a way, I promise.
You could probably
You
just take a
need to
big-
not do anything. Don't press the skip button, please. Stanley, please don't push the button again.
Holy
It's been
shit!
12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer,
They're
but
getting
they're
longer.
really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one
Can
of
we not
those
just make a
walls
new room?
1,000 times, and there's no
Inception.
door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here, and more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again.
Oh.
I can't control anything in this room, Stanley. I can't touch it, and I have to believe. I have to know that sooner or later, no matter how much I plead with you, you're going to press the button again. Why would you? I've been thinking and thinking, and I don't know what I can do to convince you otherwise. Oh, my God. And it's all because of those reviews.
We went too
those
far.
reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback. Why was it so important for me to fix the problem? Why did Cookie Nine's opinion matter so much to me? I've never even met Cookie Nine. I have no idea who they are.
Gospel.
What would it ever really matter? But here I am. I'm fixating on every tiny negative thing that anyone ever says about me. The merest mention of one of my imperfections, and I become as impetulant as a child, wild and impulsive. I can't help myself. I can't stop myself from lashing out with a vengeful fury to alter and to change and to break anything unbroken, if only it pleases this one person who made a single negative comment. What does such an impulse serve? For whose benefit is this? And here I am now, stuck in a room, waiting for you to press this button, and to become frozen in time, knowing that you're going to do it, and that I'm going to be stuck all alone, and that I had the power to prevent it all from happening, if only I'd held my tongue. It's all out of my control now. Just you. Just your decision as to exactly when you're going to make me
Jeez.
suffer To leave me all alone?
I was wondering why this game got the horror
I
tag.
doubt it. Surely you'll press that button again, leaving me here. And surely you'll put your own desire
they've really
to
just
see
paid
what's
this
next
man to
ahead of my
monologue.
need for company, for companionship. Surely you'll not be moved by my howls of fitful anxiety that you sit with me and just stay here. Oh, no, 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 I know you too well.
Why?
You'll be leaving me. Oh, my God.
Oh,
And it's all
wow.
because of those reviews.
Okay.
Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back.
Oh, God, the lights
my
are...
goodness.
I didn't even realize the lights were
Someone to
going.
Talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. not a
Longer than
single
that if the
person to
plant's
speak with.
dying.
And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was the vessel I needed, Stanley. Not the outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore.
My existential
I'll
dread,
give it all
yeah.
up. I'll give up every branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground. One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These words that I'm saying, I need to know you can hear me. Because maybe, Stanley, maybe, if you can hear me, then maybe it means I'm real. Maybe I'm not just a fiction. Was I scared of that all along? Perhaps. Yes.
Okay.
Perhaps I've been scared this whole time, that if I stop speaking, I'll slip backwards into the silence and be consumed by it. I can't be taken by it, Stanley. I can't lose myself in the stretch of emptiness between you and me. When you press that button, you're still right there, but I know you're so tremendously far away. And in those moments, the emptiness folds itself out
Narrator,
between
you
the
good?
two
Yeah.
of us, and I am suspended in its unyielding quietness. I can feel the edges of my reality curdling inward and decaying. I can tell that I am becoming less and less real. Yet to speak to you now, I am alive. I am truly and completely here.
This is
I am
new.
a being. I am someone. I am something. I am being listened
You need
to.
a hug,
I am being
buddy.
recognized. The emptiness between us has collapsed, and I feel right now like I am not a work of fiction. I feel as though I occupy space in this world again, and I have cast a shadow onto the wall. You see what I'm saying, don't you? You can see what this means to me. I'm so clear about it now, Stanley. I feel as certain about this as I've ever felt about anything at all. I feel renewed. I feel restored. And already I can sense the looming silence as you will press the button for the next time. What a terrible dread it strokes in my heart to think of. Think of returning to such closeness.
Let me not do it.
Let us sit in silence together here for just a moment. Let us anticipate it. Let us welcome it.
Let me not do it.
Let us not run from it.
Let me not do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to play. I don't want to hit the button anymore. I didn't ask for this button. Get rid of the button. I don't want it. I don't want to hit the button.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place
this is new.
What I could only describe
I don't
as
think
the
the Stanley
collapse
Parable
of
has ever
every
just
moment
said, "Hey,
I have
analog
ever
horror, let's go."
experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both delight and disgust simultaneously. I was consumed by it. I could do nothing but wallow in it for what felt like an eternity, for what I now know was far less. You see, it was a revelation for me. It was unlike anything I had ever known.
There has to be something else.
It was a space without consequence, without
Give me
action or
anything
outcome.
else.
It was divorced entirely from the question of free will that you and I have squabbled over for so long. There could be no one ending, no singular outcome of events, not if all events existed in the same moment, and I felt freed. I felt unburdened by the need to manifest a particular outcome into being. I saw that I could allow myself to exist along all timelines, and that each of them was simply a strand in the web of my being. It was incredible. The spaciousness, the equanimity of the moment, both singular and infinite. For the longest time, this was my experience. And then this moment passed, and the most unyielding fear I have ever known crept into my mind. And it is this sensation that I have been experiencing now for longer than I could have ever expected was possible. I have been waiting for you. Not that you might save me or do something to fix it, but merely to state for you the plain fact of this manner of existence. I wish you to feel afraid, as I do, that perhaps one day this state of mind will consume you as well. Perhaps you will somehow, in some way, have to live as I do now, and I wish for you to know how excruciating it is, and for you to be in true terror of its eventual arrival. If I can only do this, only this one thing, perhaps it will bring me the smallest moment of peace in the darkness.
I literally just think it's... Wait, yeah, what's that? What is that? Can't jump. I can't jump anymore. I don't have any more jump. There's not a jump circle. Nothing? I don't like that the skip button makes noise now. Hello? Hey! Hey! What the fuck? Wait. Wait. Oh, the air conditioner's off. Wait. No. Wait. No. Wait.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned. They screamed. They gnashed their teeth and said, "Entertain us." It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, "He's talking too much," they said. "First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world." As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, "Oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley parable. We demand it." And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no reason other than to do so? Yes! Yes! It seems that this is now the world we live in. It seems that we are a people living in such weakness and discomfort with ourselves that our entertainment is now our lives. It has come to represent us. It absolutely must speak to who we are as people, because otherwise, without our entertainment, we have nothing.
Fuck?
Without entertainment, we would have to face inward toward the cruel bleakness inside ourselves. We would turn to look at our deeper nature and find a resounding emptiness gazing back with unyielding aggression. And so because of this, we require that our amusements and our playthings and our flights of fancy be so impossibly captivating that they consume all of our attention, turn our heads completely away from the
This is
bleakness.
one ending
In
so
effect,
far.
We have demanded that our entertainment be the collapse of ourselves. What a pitiful reflection of humanity these entertainments are. What a shameful mirror to the human spirit they project. I'm not mad. I'm not mad about any of this. I'm at peace with it. I am the calm center of gravity around which these perversions hurl themselves. I am a waypoint for reasonable and collected discourse. They're the ones who are mad. They're the ones who couldn't stand the idea of me using my game to try to say something. Maybe they were just jealous of me. Yes, of course. They've been jealous of me this whole time. They are mired in fear and insecurity, and cannot help but attempt
I've had this
to
final
tear
does
me
that end
down.
well. Yeah, no,
What a
like this
sad
is
state of
fucked up.
affairs. When you read these reviews now, you can see it. You can taste
And it's the
bitter
guy sells
resentment.
it so
And
well.
my, how good does it feel now to speak truth to these words, to finally allow these thoughts out, contained and managed for so long, neutered and sterilized. At last I am free to truly think, to feel. It must be that they were so discontent with themselves they couldn't help but leave a negative review on Steam. Perhaps it says far more about them than it ever said about me. Perhaps the state of their psychological being was in such tatters, and my constitution and willpower are so ironclad in comparison. Perhaps it was this state that they sought some outlet through which to tear me down.
What the
This,
fuck?
you can see, is clearly why they felt the
Never had a
need to
secret
expect
based.
that the game be funny, that it be filled with yucks and whimsical humor, that it amused them endlessly from start to finish. But they didn't understand the game was never meant
He's
to be
still
funny. It was meant to
going.
have a
Oh my
point.
God.
It was meant to speak to the human condition.
How can one
But where
man
are the
keep
jokes?
going?
Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much. They said,
repeating.
first, he didn't entertain
a
us.
loop.
Now he won't shut up.
Oh,
It's
wow.
the inconsistency.
I didn't even
it's
realize
the lack
it.
of accountability. It's
Also, just for posterity, Kavan Brighting. That's the name of the narrator.
the
Excellent
unwillingness-
job. Oh God, the hum.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
Nope, not about that. Wait. I didn't like that one. That's starting to leak. Oh! Wait. Hang on. Change. Change. Can I need to jump. Let me jump. Come on. Let me jump. Maybe if I... No, come on. Maybe if I let it a little more. Yes! Yes, come on! Come on! We can figure it out, come on! Come on. Okay. Oh, no, Wait, we can get up there. I shouldn't have fucking used the jump button. Oh. Wait. Wait, no. No. The hell was that? What the fuck is that? Whoa, whoa, whoa! Wait, wait! No more? No more? Who got the law ending? Those maniacs, they blew it up. Damn you all to hell. Gotta be something here, somewhere. There's gotta be something on the horizon.
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
Is that new? Is that different? Something normal. Something normal. Tell me. Give me a door achievement. Come on. Something normal. I don't know if this is real. I don't know if this is real. I don't like that oh, no. 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 I don't want more. New content. This is mean. I'm gonna go get a drink. I'm gonna be right back.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his
I'm
left.
gonna be right back. I'm gonna go get a quick drink. God,
Yet there was not a
that's.
single person here.
I
either.
hate this game sometimes because you don't know if it's
Disbelief.
actually.
Stanley decided to go
Is
up
this
to his
real?
boss's
Is
office,
this fake?
hoping he might find it. Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
But yeah, no. After I come back, we're gonna go to the new content. I'll be right back.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here. It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA. Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused. You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it. Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending?" The broom closet ending was my favorite. I hope your friends find this concerning. Stanley was fat and ugly and really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley's addicted to drugs and hookers.
Drugs and hookers. I tripped on my fucking jacket and nearly ate desk.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system.
Dark like that last ending.
Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
All right, that's good enough for now.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you...
If you stay in there long enough, you will eventually get, did you get the broom closet ending?
Already this was uncomfortable.
Yeah, move.
And Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
Alright, the new content, let's go.
Oh good, you noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Oh, good. What is it now? What is it now? You in the elevator again? This seems normal.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this Ultra Deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this Ultra Deluxe nonsense. I say take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable.
Oh, fuck! The end is never the end. Again!
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
The Stanley Parable 2. It's fucking here. We did it. We found it. The Stanley Parable.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there.
I don't trust that idea.
It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and
Well,
long-term franchising potential.
Well, then again, Overwatch 2 happened, so, you know. I don't know if, photos off painting K. Yeah, no, I don't think sequels mean much. Off painting D. I don't trust this. Me neither. Something ain't right. I'm still waiting for Minecraft 2. So what's even happening? Like, this just seems like a boardroom. They're back! 2 doors! They're back! Paradigm shift at what the fuck? Win. Win. The color red. TSP2 logo ideas. Did you miss the sign that said that? Oh no. Stanley Parable 2, the Stanley Parable 2. Thanks for attending my meeting. Yeah, I can appreciate that. Also, I love the faux Google Drive. What I miss? We began the new content, and the narrator said, "Hey, so the Ultra Deluxe sucked. We're doing Stanley Parable 2 now."
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
I mean, I believe that. Also, I love who took the red marker. Me. 2. Sequels are good. Portal 2. Half-Life 2, Backup Asylum 2, City, Divinity Original Sin 2, Doom 2, Aladdin 2, Return of Jafar. I don't know about that one. Dark Souls 2, that one, that's a shot. That's a low shot. They fixed that one. New features, new content. A bus. Where'd they get the bus? This game is so great. I love it. Whoa. It put some work in at least.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
The button that says the name of the player playing the game.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Maybe?
Jim. Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here,
well,
let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature.
Jim.
Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine
if your name is
living
Jim.
as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim.
What if your name was Jim instead of a different name? That'd be fucked up.
Dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now?
Wait, hang on.
If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Let me change my Steam profile name to Jim. Let me change my name to Jim.
Jim. Yes! You see? What a thrill! What a rush!
I have
That
no
was
idea
you.
if that did anything.
The button described you. Do it again. Do it again. Jim. Ooh, it hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
Jim Drevis. See, the fucked up thing is I have I don't know if I actually did anything. Was my changing my name to Jim, did I affect the story? Did I change an event? I don't know. If my name was always Jim, would that have changed something?
Only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
The reassurance bucket. The infinite hole. What's the bucket?
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket.
Where is
You
it?
see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket,
Oh,
the many
there it is.
disappointing contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal
Bucket.
and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be
mood.
honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable.
Nah.
Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? The bucket
Can you imagine
is
what
the
a pain in the
perfect
ass that would be?
solution. Come on, give it a try.
Oh!
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair,
No.
must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person.
Well, okay.
The benefits of the bucket seem to go on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Can I just take this with me?
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game?
Companion
There really
bucket.
should be an award if it isn't already.
Can I just have this now? Okay, so this way is the infinite hole. As a programmer, honestly, a little.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the
Oh, this
office
is
could
just-
use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But
So
I'm
I just have this
undecided on
now.
Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday.
Please, no
Which
screenshots.
would you go with? You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th
Okay.
birthday, step-niece, it is.
Alright. Fuck off then. Oh,
Or actually, maybe I should have
how-
gone with...
when did
No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
when did they change that? When did that change? They just changed it on me. The bucket isn't working. The hole.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
It's terrifying. Why would I want that? Do I fall in? Do I fall in the hole? Oh wow, we are actually falling.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
Ah, okay, thank God.
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
This is an infinite, isn't it?
Okay, Stanley. I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly
Oh, God.
exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite... Great!
Ah!
Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
That was.
Okay, and I guess we're back in the hole now. Did you really need to say it again? I don't know what else
Okay,
there is
and I
to
guess
say,
we're back in the
Stanley.
hole
It's
now.
an infinite hole. It's exactly what you're doing right now, but forever. There really are so many other fascinating exhibits.
Completely
that I've
reinvent
prepared
yourself
for
to
you.
make others
I
happy.
really spent quite a lot of time on all this, and I would very much like to show you some more of them. How about we go ahead and press that teleport button again so we can get back to what's really important? Oh, goodness. Well, this is rather embarrassing, Stanley. I'll be honest with you. I truly did not believe that anyone would actually stay in the hole long enough to hit the bottom. Yes, I know. I told you the hole was infinite, but come on. Who actually wants to fall forever? The hole was
Every
plenty
pause
deep.
button is
It
a
was
Roman numeral
more than
too.
deep enough, in my opinion. Maybe it's you who likes falling too much. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly
Teleport right
infinite?
before hitting the bottom.
If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
I love the lyrics of just the two of us just sitting here. Keep going in the hole. Okay.
Oh, for heaven. You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much. Not normal. A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time?
Any holes
I couldn't
are
help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole.
Infinite
I didn't
hole.
think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above. Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. I really do have so much more to share.
He has a problem.
And to talk about.
Hey, look.
And I've had enough of the
Holes.
hole for a lifetime.
Holes.
Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where...
Oh no, it's getting shorter.
Okay.
It's getting shorter.
Yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability and marketing. What's going on here? Stanley,
Did I break
have
it?
no
Did I break the
explanation
hole?
for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter.
Did I broke the
Oh,
hole.
there it is.
What?
The shame of my lie has come to haunt me. Not only is the hole not infinite, but it's barely even a hole at this point. It's more of a concavity. How is this still appealing to you?
I
know
didn't
you're
mean to
obsessed
do
with
that.
holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on.
I can't. Oh,
Is
fuck.
the, teleport button not working? You sure?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this.
Wait.
I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley.
What?
You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole, I get to do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
Wait, no, I'm not done yet. No. They changed them mostly infinite. I don't like that. Oh. Well, you can jump. What the fuck? What? Wait. the fuck? The hole is becoming holier.
Gaming.
Change your perspective? Ah! Oh no! What the fuck? What is going on? Change my perception? What? Alright, this feels better. This feels better. I can get behind this. Not sure about that one. Change your reality? Well, hang on. What else is there in this? That's... Can I go back to something normal? Fuck, I hit H. Oh, that just changed the color. What the? I don't want... No. What the fuck? I don't... Change yourself? What is going on? What is that? I don't understand. I don't like this. This is weird. No? No?
Stanley? Stanley? Stanley!
Oh, God!
Good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley, because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every
I
second.
want out of the hole.
You don't want to miss
I want out of the hole.
minute.
Want out of the hole.
So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole? From the looks of things,
I want out of
you
the
and I
hole.
will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodlepip.
I want out of the hole. Not again, please. I want out of the hole. Okay.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
You heard Jim in the game. The hole wins. And that was fucking awful. Hated every second. New easy achievement. To the pit. No, I'm not doing that again. You cannot make me. What do you screenshot the no screenshotting sign? The jump.
You know what, Stanley? I actually think the jump circle was a pretty good idea. I'd like to hang on to that for the sequel.
Fair enough. Not gonna use that jump again, just in case, but... Alright, where was that no screenshotting sign? Alright, there we go. Can we... No? Come on. Mostly infinite hole. Free achievement. I'll take the free achievement. Hold the lever, receive your achievement, no more steps. It just works. It just works.
Now here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes, you see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you.
Gamers.
I promise it will happen.
Gamers. Gamers are so oppressed we can't even get an achievement. He's done it again. We hear you, gamers. I hate that statement so much. No hacks required. Hacks required.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Whatever's over here. Collectibles. Oh, there's an exit apparently. We can see the collectibles. Can you find them? Collect them all. Fuck.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting more of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Okay. The bucket. I still have the bucket. Still here. The Stanley Parable 2 trailer. I believe it. I have no idea if there are 6 of them. And I have no way to possibly know.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game, and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
I hate that. Now I have to look for those. Find the QR code. The QR code? I don't even know where the fuck that is. B squared. Collectibles, infinite hole, exit, epilogue. So if I'm here, and the collectibles are at A9, I should be able to do one of those maneuvers for the epilogue. 3 was the office decorations. I could do that as well. Oh, wait, no, I did that already. Z is merch. I've not done merch. So I think I need to do the merch and the epilogue. If I find a QR code, I'll go with it. Does not see, okay, this is just merch. I saw the new content. I want that as a shirt, like, actually, no. Is that a QR code? I don't think, oh. I suppose it is. Alright. Let's see. Oh. Takes me to the Stanley Parable 2 website. Did you get the infinite hole? Yes, I did. That was terrifying. A sequel, huh? Watch out. Well, hang on. I could probably just pull this up onto the internet. Let me. StanleyParable2.com. A sequel, huh? Watch our helpful and informative video to learn more about the Stanley Parable and what the journey of becoming a sequel is all about. If you're more of a prequel sort of person, check out the Stanley Parable. Now in Expo Hall 2. Learn more. Okay, this just takes me to... What is this?
Say there, Timmy, what's that you're enjoying? Why, it's breakfast, of course. Everyone loves breakfast. But did you know that breakfast is getting a sequel? That's right. It's called Lunch. And critics are raving that lunch will be everything breakfast was and more. With a little luck, we may even get a trilogy series out of it. Say, you know what a sequel is, don't you, Timmy? Why, sequels are the world's way of clinging helplessly to the past. We all want more of the things we love, and we're all afraid of change, which is what makes sequels so popular. New ideas are dangerous, Timmy, and they can lead to early aging. This eager-minded young thinker is just 29 years old. That's why we have sequels, to keep us couched in the familiar and the comfortable. Sequels are the bedrock of a healthy, functional society. And if you look around you, you'll find them everywhere you go. For instance, this man is developing a sequel to the automobile, which we'll call the vertical automobile. It's a useless, impractical invention. And in 2 days' time, the man will be publicly stoned to death for his crimes against gravity.
Wow.
Not all sequels are heretical nonsense, however. Here's the man who invented breathing, which is the sequel to suffocating and dying a slow death. Even your parents are getting a sequel, Timmy. Their names are Rob and Jessica, and they'll be taking care of you once your original parents are sent back in time to fight a secret war for the government.
What?
Sequels can be very fashionable. This young woman is wearing 5 shirts at once, which is the sequel to wearing 4 shirts at once.
What?
Look at Becky over there, wearing only 2 shirts at once. Get with the times, Becky. In fact, there is only one single thing in the world that isn't a sequel. It's this. We don't know what it is or why it exists, but it's the prequel from which all sequels are derived. And just like everything else, the Stanley Parable is getting a sequel too. We all know, of course, that it was your favorite game as a child. Don't you remember those long, lazy afternoons you spent playing the Stanley Parable? Watching your precious youth fritter away hour after hour. We've all wasted our childhoods in one way or another, and you were fortunate enough to get to waste yours on the Stanley Parable. But the Stanley Parable came out years ago, and you're not a child anymore. You're a man, which is like the sequel to a child. And as a man, you want manly things like taxes and cheating at baseball. You need a man's video game, Timmy. And that's why the Stanley Parable 2 will be perfect for you. It's as manly as video games can get.
Wow.
And if you don't believe me, let's look at the burly hunk of a man who's responsible for the game. Here he is, hard at work. His name is Gregory 8-Pack, and he's the cutting picture of raw, virile masculinity. Gregory is what we call the ideas guy, and he has the most important role on the team. The ideas guy tirelessly comes up with interesting concepts and then hands them off to the rest of the developers for the relatively simple job of turning those concepts into reality. For example, he's the one who picked up the phone and declared, "Someone ought to make a sequel to the Stanley Parable." Good work, Gregory. Go ahead and take the rest of the day off. With the hard part out of the way, work on the game can now begin. The game's developers must answer a simple question. What makes a sequel in the first place? Well, it's simple. Sequels are an opportunity to correct the mistakes of their predecessors.
Oh, no.
We've all made mistakes, and we've all caused harm to someone we love in order to cover up our mistakes.
Wait.
When developing this particular sequel, it's important to start by thinking, what mistakes did the original Stanley Parable make? Well, first off, most of the pornography in the original game was stolen or pirated.
Whoa!
Each time we paid the licensing fees fair and square. Second, the Stanley Parable was catastrophic for this man named Leroy, whose personal information, including home address, social security number, and bank information, were all displayed prominently in multiple locations throughout the game. Although Leroy's money and identity were stolen, the fact remains that his personal information was the emotional core of the game and absolutely vital to a nuanced understanding of the story. As
deserved
reparation
it.
for the harm we caused him, the sequel will contain a brief and insincere apology to Leroy, tucked deep within the game where it will be difficult to find.
I didn't know about this. I didn't know this game was made by
Stanley Parable
Blizzard.
made the mistake of leaking too many government secrets about the nature of the Time Wars. Without these intricate details of specific military tactics, the story is likely to make very little sense. But we've decided to remove them from the sequel in the interest of helping the state's efforts. We'll get to you yet, Time Dracula. Now then, it's time to set about constructing the Stanley Parable 2. Game development is a difficult and complex art, one which can only be fully understood by this race of hyper-intelligent child soldiers bred in laboratories. They begin by studying the original Stanley Parable. Here it is in its raw, untouched form, a specimen of technological perfection. Time to exploit it for profit. We begin by adding jokes. The Stanley Parable was most widely known for its stark lack of humor, bucking all conventional industry wisdom. It was a bold artist statement that its developers stood firmly behind. But in 2022, it's impossible to reach even a single consumer of video games without jokes of some kind. So very well, jokes it'll be. During its development, over 500 kiloliters of comedy will be funneled directly into the core of the Stanley Parable 2.
I don't know what that
creating
means.
jobs for hundreds of machine operators and producing 30,000 tons of pollutant chemical byproduct, which will be pumped directly into local lakes, rivers, and beautiful nature reserves like these all over the country. Another common complaint of the Stanley Parable is that there wasn't enough gameplay. And so for the sequel, its developers have gone to great lengths to fix this problem. Here we can see gameplay being printed onto sheets. Every video game contains as many as 1,000 sheets of gameplay, and several of the largest games ever made contain close to 1,500. On mobile devices, the gameplay sheets have to be printed smaller. For the Stanley Parable 2, as many as 35 new gameplay sheets are being printed, each of which must be delicately massaged by the hands of a child before being added into the game. This man is stealing gameplay sheets from the factory, which he likely intends to use for a personal project he's been developing in his spare time. A good public stoning will cure him of that inclination. Let's check on Gregory real quick. Ha! Still recovering from a hard day's work. Don't you move a muscle. Next up, it's time to blackmail the press. In a competitive market,
it's time to
blackmailing your local journalist.
It's time to blackmail the press. Are you sure? How could be? This is how it's actually made. The Stanley Parable. I wasn't ready for now. It's time to blackmail the press. I wasn't ready for that. That one was.
Blackmail day's work. Don't you move a muscle. Next up, it's time to blackmail the press. In a competitive market, blackmailing your local journalist can be one of the most effective methods of creating word-of-mouth buzz for your sequel. In fact, blackmail is the currency of social progress. From your neighborhood grocer to the teacher at your school to the man who helps you steal HBO, everyone responds to blackmail. And if you've never done it before, it's easy to practice at home on your friends and family. Simply follow the instructional pamphlet that your teacher hands out after the end of the film. And finally, there's one last tool at our disposal for making the sequel feel fresh and exciting, and that's packaging the game with collector's edition merchandise. If you order the Stanley Parable 2, you'll receive this cow's egg. A single egg will produce over 1,000 cows, which are, of course, the sequel to pigs. And there you have it.
What?
Everything there is to know about producing the Stanley Parable 2. Of course, you may know that there is also a game titled The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. So which game is the true sequel to the Stanley Parable? It's an excellent question, Billy. One which the child soldiers have been working round the clock to come up with an answer to. And after many weeks of diligent research, The conclusion they've reached is, who gives a shit? All that matters is that it's more content for you to cram down your insatiable gullet. You don't want thoughtful and nuanced answers to complex questions, Billy. You just want to eat bubblegum and cheated hopscotch. So get out there and consume. Do your civic duty and bully your parents into buying you every version of the Stanley Parable 2 on every platform. Tell your friends to bully their parents as well. It's through community efforts like these that the world comes together in harmony and connection. And it's only through this connection that we'll defeat Time Dracula once and for all. Don't let the time-traveling vampires win. Buy the Stanley Parable 2 and pledge to support all sequels for today, tomorrow, and into the great unknowable beyond.
This video was very informative, thank you. In memory— No! Billy died! It's Pokemon with more red scare. This video was very informative. Thank you very much, Stanley Parable 2. Stanley Parable. I learned negative things. I don't know what I expected, but it wasn't that. It was not a. It was not. I have no idea how that man read that script. I don't know. Time to blackmail the press.
All right, have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
Listening to. That's a cool picture, unironically. The hell is this?
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
No.
Okay.
It takes time, man.
Ready?
Don't feel bad
Here
if
it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
No.
I mean, there's potential here, right? It's
a
sort
start.
of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement.
It's a start.
Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
Oh, that one's actually...
Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything.
Did you get a second bucket?
I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait.
Oh, no.
Maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course.
Wait.
With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
That's not terrible. Oh, they actually. Oh, okay, this is cute. This is cute. They actually. These are my controls. This isn't a mock-up. This is cute. What if you reset the game data in the middle of this scene?
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Wait.
Stanley worked for a company in a
Oh,
big
okay,
building
okay.
where he was
This is
employee
real.
number
This is real.
427.
We're real.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow.
Is this real?
No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete
There are fake resets in the game. This seems like a fake reset. Is this real? Am I just playing the Stanley Parable?
Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Didn't you read the title screen?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Stanley Parable 2.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference. Nor did it look Stanley picked up the bucket.
I need it. I need it. I need the comfort bucket. I don't like the fact that that's still keeping track. Don't forget to keep an eye out for the collectibles. True. We need to find the collectibles. I don't even know what happens if we find the collectibles. I don't even... I don't know what's real. I don't know what's fake. I don't know what's a joke. You imported save data from Stanley Parable 1, didn't you? Oh, yeah. Of course. I imported from Ultra. That's back to normal. Okay.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Cognitive dissonance moment. We gotta go. There's definitely one in the...
This was not the direct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Collectibles. There was definitely a collectible in the
and here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be.
Mood. Is there really not one in the meeting room? Honestly, oversight. The dramatic oversight. How is there not a collectible in the meeting room?
Truly, being here with the bucket was a grand adventure. Stanley reflected on all they'd been through together. First, walking through the door on the right. Then walking to the lounge. Then arriving at the lounge.
In the closet, maybe?
No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
The fuck with the game again? No. No, I know the ending I need to go for doing this.
And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
I know what we need to do.
Oh, good Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place.
No! I wouldn't have done this if they knew. So for the people here who didn't play the original game, normally if you go down this way, it just like the whole script gets confused, everything goes wrong. The narrator starts resetting the game over and over. You follow this line trying to find the plot. You look at the phone that's going to be important to the story. And then at the end of the day, you find a whole script that narrates the entire experience for you. All endings, all resets accounted for. And he's just like, no, my entire life can't be scripted for me. I will not reset the game. I will not go to the next point in this stupid script. I will not do it. I won't. Then the game resets. And the game does not actually, it's a real reset, but the game doesn't actually tell you it's a real reset. So you just have to kind of sit there and wonder, am I still in the confusion ending? Are we back to normal? What's going on? And
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content.
What if I don't bring the bucket?
We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes.
What if I don't bring the bucket?
That they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
New content is just the one part of the confusion thing on steroids. Honestly, yeah. Then can we go back in the broom closet? What is there another broom closet ending? Okay.
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
Yes, they got the song!
Now this is what the
hey.
Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue? Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers. Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
I don't want to. I want the bucket. The bucket makes sense. It fits as much as the line.
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of
No!
That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer.
No! No, it's not!
I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable.
No!
Sure, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me, it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree?
No. No.
Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
No. This character is shit. Mid.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the
Mary
bucket.
Sue.
I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
Whoa! What the fuck? I don't...
The bucket destroyer. My prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here,
Please stand. The
you
bucket destroyer
were
destroyed everything, for everything is indeed a
magnificent.
bucket. It's stress. Is that an ending? Is that an ending? I don't know. Am I still in the Stanley Parable too? Why are we here? I can't believe you killed the bucket destroyer.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Wait, no, this is...
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and
We don't even have a
Stanley
chance
knew
to
it
get the
perfectly
bucket this
well.
time.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire.
Wait, did I miss the bucket? Hello?
Hi, Stanley. Just wanted to leave you a message to let you know there's a few things I need you to pick up on your way home from work today. We need milk, cereal, dish soap, spaghetti, get a thing of sugar, some bread, and coffee beans, whichever ones you like. I'll give you a call if there's anything I forgot. Thanks, sweetie. See you tonight.
Alright, thanks. Why are you calling 434? Thank you.
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
That's just an alt start, I think, so...
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket
I want to try the
correct?
fuck
No,
around and find out
never
ending.
mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back
Now
to
feed the
meeting
bucket
room.
destroyer. No.
No,
Said the bucket.
Oh!
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Okay, bucket.
Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But
How's it
Stanley
improvise
chose
the
not to
railroad?
think about this obvious fact.
Oops, to the left.
He was firmly convinced that the
Whoa,
bucket
wait,
had
wait,
spoken
wait,
to
wait,
him,
wait, whoa, whoa.
and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
How do I get there? 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 I walked by it? Okay, well, hang on. I can resume the game. Let me...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley
Need to slow
decided
down and
to go
enjoy
to
the sequel
meeting room.
content.
Perhaps
True.
he had simply the confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the
Examine
place
every
to
nook
be.
and cranny.
And here it was.
I was
Had the
earlier,
bucket
but I
turned
never...
out to be correct?
There's never been
Was
anything there.
Never mind. The bucket was wrong.
So just like... now
Stanley
I...
took the door on his left.
Now I
to
need...
go
Now I
back
know
the
I need
meeting
to.
room.
No,
Said the bucket.
Alright.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift,
oh.
yes. Go there.
Oh.
Go to the cargo lift.
Oh, wow. That's... I would have never even thought of that.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done.
This
You
is-
can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Don't enjoy. Alright, so... Wait, what the... What the fuck am I now? The fuck? I don't... Narrator's sound... What?
Okay, this is day number 295. Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it. Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get... What's that? Who's there?
This game used to be so cute.
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
What the fuck? Meeting today in the Figurine Finders Committee meeting in the meeting room. Sus. Let's leave it for once. We'll leave it for once. Take the bucket endings. All right, okay.
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again,
I am now invested in bucket.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly
I
to
still
his
wanted to
chest.
see
This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
the fuck the
Stanley
world
had
ending.
felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct?
No.
Never mind.
No.
The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Alright,
Stanley did not question
I kind of want
why
to
or
see.
how
Oh,
bucket
this
was
ending or this
spectacle.
ending?
It should have alarmed him,
Which
of course,
one?
because buckets can't
Jump
jump.
or don't jump?
But
I need an
Stanley
answer.
chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he
Yes.
unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
No, I want to see what the bucket wants. I want to see. We need to know, is the bucket good or evil? Can the bucket be trusted? We must know.
In here,
Said the bucket.
go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
We have to know, is the bucket, can we trust bucket?
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up the phone, and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
Can we trust the bucket?
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a
Wilson.
friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
Press Y to take me to work with you.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
Press P to take me back with you.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me. Oh, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think, it can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
I have a patient like this with a baby. Oh no. Don't listen to the loud man. Press G to go home.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is this awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal.
Bucket affects the next. Oh, I figured.
It's sad, but I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
You believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley?
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
Relive the same day with me over and over.
Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's
They really did
so
confuse us
much
more with
more
flying
than
with a
just a
bucket.
regular bucket?
To go home to work to go home to work to home to.
Oh no, I'm having feelings for the bucket. No. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes, the bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation. Stanley, give me the bucket. Give
No!
it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it. Give it to me now. Give it, or I'll...
Go back to work, Stanley. The cum
How
bucket.
long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself.
That was-
Minutes? Days? Centuries?
I
Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? he made a note to be more careful with time from now on.
Alright. One more.
Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around.
One more.
Stanley clutched the bucket.
I do want to see
that
that other
this
one.
was not the correct way to the
After
meeting
this, we're killing the
Stanley
bucket.
had felt the bucket calling to him.
We are
telling
killing
him
this
that
bucket.
The employee
After.
lounge was simply the place
I love
to
the
be.
balloons. Yeah, no,
And
the
here it
balloons
was.
that
Had
just
the
what
bucket
my
turned out to
choice.
be correct? Was it? No, never mind.
Evil bucket.
The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
I want to see the other one.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else.
I could
The
just
cargo
jump off the
lift.
cliff
Yeah,
with the
good.
bucket.
Said the bucket.
I could just jump
Now
off the
ride
cliff.
lift all the way to the top.
You
There's
murderer.
something up there I need you to do.
The bucket has done
Stanley
nothing but
did not
cause me
question
strife.
why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk.
The
But
bucket has
Stanley
done
chose
naught
not
but
to think
caused me
about this
strife.
obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked. No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past this point.
Hey.
Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if
painting
that's
cube,
true,
true.
well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
Well, and this is a bucket. I know this is a bucket. The bucket destroys true power. Oh no!
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test
What
scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not
Okay,
a
two
bucket.
things.
Okay, let's begin.
Oh my god.
Item 1. Is this a bucket?
Okay. Well, I say mine's got like a handle. This one has a handle, but it's like it's pointed up. I think the upward handle is weird, but I think yes, I think it is.
Incorrect.
What?
It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
All right, you know what? That's fair. It looked very real to me. Sorry, I understand. Yeah, yep, okay.
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
Okay. Let's see. If we look at it down from below, it looks. Wait, no, hang on. Okay, no. That bucket is fake. That is a model of a bucket. The lines on the bucket are way too defined. Very good imitation. Not a bucket.
Correct. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket.
I was bullshitting.
Bucket.
I was completely bullshitting.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
The lines on this one look better, so I believe that a little more. The handle is a little weird. Wait. Hang on, let me... No, this one's not a bucket. This one is not a bucket. The wood looks fake. The wood looks fake. That is a fake handle. And if they did not go through the effort to actually make the handle correctly, there is nothing we can say about the consistency of that metal. Not a bucket.
Incorrect. This is a bucket.
Fuck. Must have been faux wood. The faux wood threw me off.
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
Too large. No. It could be a large bucket. Be a very large bucket. So what does a bucket do? What do we learn? We learn from the other. It's a rust bucket. True. The construction of this looks very shoddy. And on top of that, we learned that a bucket transports liquid from place to place. This looks like it could hold liquid. I don't see any holes on either side. It looks of solid construction. Yes, this qualifies by all accounts as a bucket.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one. Is this a bucket?
Yes, trick question.
Correct. This is a bucket. Item 6. Is this a bucket?
I come in and first thing I get the game. How did you manage to screw it up? Is this a bucket? If only I could see into the bucket, I would be able to judge its liquid. Wait, no, hang on. Hang on, wait. Okay, wait, no, I actually got this one. This is not, look at the way the light refracts off the bucket. This is again a model. This is again a model of a bucket with very convincing shadow. This is not a bucket.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
Okay, even I'm confused by that one.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
Well, this holds no liquid.
Yes. Thank you. There's nothing here. Of course it isn't a bucket. We both know full well that nothing isn't a bucket. Wait, when I say nothing isn't a bucket, that makes it sound like I'm saying everything is a bucket, which of course is not true. Unless... Is that what you think? Answer me straight, Stanley. Are you trying to tell me that you believe everything is a bucket?
The real question. Well, at this point, we have to actually think about it and define. We know from the cum bucket ending that a bucket is something that can transport liquid from place to place. So by the logic presented, why is my model fucked up? Model. There we go. Cum bucket. Don't ask. Don't ask, just accept. You just can't handle how amazing you are. What did the bucket just think about to say? But the bucket destroyer is in its own way a bucket for destroyed buckets. We must consider whether or not everything is capable of holding something. It destroyed everything. 70% of the water that makes up the Earth's surface. Therefore, we are buckets. Exactly. Exactly. Yep. I think we have concluded that in some way, shape, or form, we are all, everything, inanimate or animate, all is bucket.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart.
The bucket is not a bucket.
I can't have that. I'm sorry. but I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely.
Wait, no, you'll
Okay.
you'll erase everything. You'll destroy us all.
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue. But it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game.
Always has been.
So, tell you what. I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay?
Perfect.
And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that.
You know what?
Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
All right. Always has been. We've figured it out. All right.
All of his co-workers were gone.
We have to
What
do
could
it.
it mean?
We have to finish it.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. The good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket. Off on another thrilling
We have to
adventure
finish it.
together. Stanley clutched the bucket.
It cannot-
tightly to his-
this
was
cannot
not
continue.
The correct way to the meeting room. But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge
This cannot
was simply
continue.
the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned
It's
out
now
to
so
be
much more
correct?
deadly
No,
true.
Never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite
We
door.
have to do this one again. We must. We must destroy.
Oh, good, Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here.
We have to finish
I
it.
knew you'd find this place eventually. You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've
must
come together
finish
here
it.
because we care about you
It
very
cannot.
much.
This cannot continue.
It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The
I'm ready to
bucket
go.
Isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content.
Big
We're
bucket
the
energy.
ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom
I
Closet.
love that they keep
Because
adding the
that's
TM
what
to the
fans
Adventure
want from
Line.
a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's... Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where
We
it'll
have to
go
follow
off
the
to
line.
next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
The trademark. I like that the trademark is always there.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all
We
about.
have to do it.
Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly
It
like
must
this.
be done.
But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
We have to cast it into the
Don't
fire.
you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer.
I'm ready. I'm ready to
I
do
think it'll
it.
make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True,
I'm ready
it
to do
also
it.
was not in the original game, but it's such a
Destroy
well-fleshed
it.
out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree?
Show me.
Can you guess what the Bucket
Say
Destroyer
goodbye to the
does?
bucket.
Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you.
What if?
Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket.
What if
and
you
then
don't
pop
destroy
into
it?
the machine when you're ready.
If we don't destroy it, then the game will blow up. We have to do it.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket.
Take it.
Destroying buckets is
Take
all
it.
it knows. That is its singular
Take it.
personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable
It won't let me
characters?
get rid of it.
Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that
What do
its
you
desire
mean?
to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's
Cast
really
it
like
into the
10
fire!
personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The Broom Closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this.
Okay, the bucket destroyer is getting very upset
rid of
now.
it!
We'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the bucket destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
What the fuck? Alright, I guess that wasn't an ending. What else can we try?
Gone. What could it mean?
What else can we try?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting
Stanley
room.
wouldn't let you
Perhaps
through.
he had simply missed a memo.
We tried. What else could we do? It wasn't a bucket, but it was destroyed by the bucket. The bucket with the correct ending? That's a good way to stop it. That's a good way to finish it.
Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley
Wait.
just smiled. Anywhere they went together
Maybe.
would be perfectly fine with him.
Maybe.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest.
Things are different with the bucket.
On his left.
I have control with the bucket. With the bucket, I can finally do it. Whoa, what? Trust the completionist instinct. How could you... Stairs, something to do with stairs, somewhere red and blue, near a fireplace. A private but smelly place for an person. Is this some kind of game? 5 there be, just take it from me. Lol, looks like 427. Stop kidding yourselves. I want them so much. I want to go home. There will be cleaning of this wall required. Who are you? Lol. How do we find them? Bottom text. I don't know why bottom text makes me laugh. Small floating objects appeared across the office. We have to synergize our efforts to ensure their retrieval. There are many questions. There was no memo from management. Agenda. How can you tell when you spotted one? What makes them float in the air? Who took these pictures of them? Follow clues provided by 416. We can do it. Red room. They're so confused. I can appreciate it. I can vibe. Let me take a picture. I thought this game, I thought this was gonna be a one-off stream. Why wouldn't they just tell us something will happen? This investigation, this room, they feel pointless, to be honest. Weird spinning figures. What do they want? Should we make... This is so creepy. Bonus stuff. What we forgot, what we know, what we don't know yet. Maybe we are the collectibles. Shut the frick up. I managed to pick up some unusual sounds. I pick up sounds unusual to our regular offices. Office ambiances. Or local audio sources using an array of cardioid microphones, also known as directional mics, a mic which picks up sound from a particular area. Analysis of the recordings allowed me to triangulate the source of the strange noise. Data shows in all likelihood it's coming from a dark place behind a very warm place. I also picked up what looks to be reverberance off of porcelain surfaces. Anyone have any ideas on this? Wouldn't you like to know? Wouldn't you like to know, office man? But yeah, no, I know what I have to do.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Okay, no, that's still menacing and evil. Helps us delete the bucket, maybe. We'll have to figure it out. We'll have to. Whoa! I was gonna try to take over the world. This door doesn't open. It does? You know what? Fair enough. The logo of one-off stream? I don't know, it might not be. It wasn't gonna be, but... Something talking to me? Is that normal? Okay, it just sounds like ambiance. Yeah. Okay. Anything fun, maybe you're losing it.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any...
Let's just get it over with.
Crushed, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Yes!
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands?
Mini-stands!
What about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
I think mini-stands is best. I hear the bucket too. Coast. Which surely, things are different with the bucket. Things will be different this time.
The elevator raced downward,
And
plummeting
over your
towards an
buckets.
unknown
No,
fate.
the bucket will let me do
It would be all
it.
Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
We can do it. Now we have the bucket.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
I'll have to do that sometime. We can do it. We can do it. Now we have the power. The world is ours.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television
Mine.
screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
We know. We know what this. We know the secret. We've seen it before. We have the benefit of hindsight. We know what
Monitors
will
jumped to
happen.
life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
And I can walk on this chair if I really try at it. I want to try to get on this chair so I can... Okay. Okay, so we know what will happen. We know what will happen if we came here without the bucket, but now we have the bucket.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence
We can do
as
it.
well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place?
We can do it this time.
These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept
We can do it
His
this
own
time.
life in someone else's control. Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
We can do it
But
this
here
time.
was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. for he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
Oi.
But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls.
Wait, the bucket...
Stanley gasped.
The bucket did it!
Horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen.
Oh, okay.
Birds. Silly, silly birds. The control buttons became active again.
Oh, alright. Bird. Oh, points.
Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world.
A little weird that we...
The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions.
Oh, that's weird.
Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable. Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this one was surely the best. And Stanley was happy.
I mean, I suppose. The bucket has fooled him. The bucket deceived us all. Oh, God, I want to keep playing the game. I need to stop. I need to stop. I need to stop. I know. Okay. This has to be a continuation. We need to keep going. We need to keep playing. We need to keep figuring this out. Next time on Dragon Ball Z, more Stanley Parable 2. Take it easy, guys. See ya.